back with another video, and today we're going to be going over this. Now, you're probably wondering, woman, why are you holding a dirty white booklet? I'll tell you why. This is my middle school sketchbook. I hate it, and I'm going to show it to you. I hate myself. Okay, so the reason it says Maddie AM on it is because all of our sketchbooks were labeled with our names. Mine was labeled with my nickname since almost everyone forgot my real name and just called me that instead, even my teachers. And AM stands for 8th grade and Monday, since there were 2 art classes in our middle school because we had a lot of kids. But the art classes were not the greatest. Okay, so first page. This was a sketch I did because this was when I first got the sketchbook. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna put whatever in here, give it to my teacher, and say I did it. This was when, 1, I had no understanding of human anatomy, 2, the torsos were way too long and looked like a giraffe's neck, 3, my butt, the way I drew butts was like a protruding side edge that looked way too big, and 4, the fuck is this chin? Anyway, moving on. Oh, Romy the Fairy, that's the second one in here, and it actually is, I guess, okay for middle school. I really was hung up on the special effects with that one, and the glitter and the flowers in the hair. I just really liked doing that. But this was one of my friends, and I never drew her face because I could never get it right. Yeah, I know. Stupid. And the flower petals just look absolutely disgusting. So does the skirt. I'm wondering what the hell I put on her for her top. And why the hell did I draw her belly button so big? Next one. Billy Joe the Mermaid. This one I kind of like. I drew the school of fish too close together so it looks like one giant bouquet of eyeless fish. The clam pearl needs a lot more dimension and just looks really weird. The tail has absolutely no movement and it looks like it's dead in the water. I also didn't draw her face. This was another friend of mine because I could not figure out how to draw it. Though the quills are really fun to draw. And there was also another mermaid that I did in the bottom corner that I also never did her face. It wasn't another friend, it was just like, you know what, let's just throw this in here so she isn't lonely type of thing. This was also, again, when the torsos looked like giraffe necks. And I had no idea how to do hands. This one's cool. Now, the reason why there's a 14 in the corner, the upper corner, is because this was actually, we got a list of prompts to do for the week, and it was like, blah, 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 and the one I chose was like, something in space. I was like, you know what? Let's do an armored cat girl in space. And this was all done using colored pencils. It's actually okay for what I've done. The crystals look okay. The cape could use a lot of work. The armor is okay, but I really should have worked on the shading. And the galaxies and the planets, I don't even know why I drew Saturn when the Earth is right here and Saturn is like, I don't know, 3-4 planets away. On the next page we have some smudges from the colored pencil one because I don't know how I did that, but I ended up smudging it all over a drawing I was already working on right there, which was the circus thing. Yeah. Don't know how I managed to do that, but I did. I remember giving up on this one because 1, could not do the feet. 2, could not do the hands. 3, I utterly failed with anatomy when it came to the arms. And 4, the faces weren't very expressive. It literally was just a couple lines. Oh, this one. I think this is the first time I ended up starting to draw stuff that was even remotely close to demons. The wings are utterly terrible. And this was probably just a rough sketch, to be honest. Next is this unicorn girl that I did the entire drawing with blue. Yeah, this was okay, I guess. The dresser right next to her bed really could use some work. So could the sheets on her bed. I never finished her walls, and I really regret the colored pencil on this because sure, it works well with her clothes, her hair, her pillows, and her blanket and socks, but the walls, Oh, this one. This one was a person I tried to put in an eye, which I never finished completely drawing or shading, never really finished doing the person, and the lashes, oh my god, the lashes. They were just so inconsistent because at the top part, near the corner at the end, the lashes go up, and then in the middle part where I did the lashes, they're straight down. So that one was bad. And the next one, oh yeah, this really crappy drawing of a fox. It was actually a sketch for a ceramics project that we had to do. I actually really liked how it turned out because it was pretty cool looking. But yeah, the rough sketch does not do it justice at all. This drawing of a woman that I drew walking with her dress and scarves on her shoulder hanging and floating in the air behind her. I was probably trying to draw her on the beach. I utterly failed. I made her ass too big. And why the hell is her icing so high on her forehead? Also, I think I tried to draw an ear, which really just makes it look even worse. Oh, this one I actually did okay with. The red eyeliner is actually inspired by an anime character that I saw with red eyeliner. I really can't remember which one. But wasn't 02 because at the time I didn't watch Darling in the Franxx at all. Her dress is okay. Could have done better with the colored pencil though. The purple part of it's good. The blue part needs a lot of work though. And I don't know why, but her neck looks like a weird vase when it's connected to her shoulders because it's like slumping off and cascading beautifully in one direction, but it's too short. And then the other side's just like a slanted ramp, and it looks utterly terrible, and I'm disgusted. But I like what I did with the hair because it's really cool. Yes. This unfinished drawing of a woman who I never gave a face, and I probably just never finished it because I was having an existential crisis on the hands and the legs. Because the legs are really too short to compare with her torso, and the hand that's holding the rose is way too tiny. And I probably couldn't also figure out how to put her head on. So that never got finished. Now this one. I really like what I did with the dress, but still could use a lot of work since there's a lot of white space. Her skin's okay, I guess. You could work a lot on it. And oh my god, the hair really just looks like a rip-off Shinso. A really bad rip-off. Oh, this drawing of a woman that I messed up her hair on badly, sitting on a cloud. So what I was trying to do was I was trying to make her hair stick in different directions. I don't know why I was trying to do that, probably. The cloud looks okay, but it's the angle her body's leaning at is a little awkward. And pretty much her arms are kind of too sticky, if you know what I mean. Moving on. Next was the first bunny girl I ever drew. That was when I started watching Dragon Ball Z. And I just really liked Bulma's bunny girl outfit on her, so I was like, you know what, let's try and draw a character with it. So I made this girl with orange hair, red heels, bunny outfit, choker, and it looks okay. The anatomy is a bit better than the other ones, but I do not know why her arm is so long compared to the other one. The arm that's raised is too long. But, yeah, it's actually kind of cool. But I could have made her legs a little bit, I don't know, bigger to match her torso. And the hair just needs a lot of work, too. Ah, yes, a naga that I tried drawing. That I utterly gave up at. Her head looks like an egg. Her arm, oh god, ugh. No, just no. The tail part is actually kind of cool. I like that, but maybe I could have added a little more fullness to it so it didn't look like she was just a floating coil of rope. Ah, this one. I named it Televia. This was like my first ever OC that I actually considered writing something for. And to be honest, she was kind of cool because I was like, let's experiment with things with the objects for heads. Because I saw something on a Nightcore song at the time with like this television floating off a human body with like these multiple hands like this, in a way. It was actually kind of cool. So I was like, let's make my own version and just put it in a purple suit. This one. Dead woman on a bed of roses. Black roses. So this one I was pretty much trying to practice drawing roses. The hair is absolutely disgusting and disturbing. The knife could use a lot more work, but like the blood is kind of okay. Could have worked on it too. But I like how I did her dress because it's a nice camisole, but I could have done better with the folds of the clothing. Ah, yeah, I accidentally drew this one upside down. But it's supposed to be a marionette, and I don't know what I was thinking. But the face also looks like an egg. I gave up halfway because I just didn't really like how it looked, and I still don't like how it looks. Another drawing I did upside down by accident. This one is inspired by a photo I saw on Pinterest of a vampire woman running through a forest, and I was like, you know what, let's try and recreate this. It didn't turn out so well at all. The hair looks absolutely disgusting. Where are her fingers? And the folds of the clothes are just non-existent. Though props for the lace and the gem, and also the ribbon it looks like on the top of torso part, it actually looks okay. And this one is an unfinished OC. This was around the time I started getting into creepypasta. And pretty much this was supposed to be a more feminine version of Slender Man. And at the time I was like, let's put these women in skimpy outfits. Make them look good while also being skimpy. Don't know why I did that, but that was a thing. Oh yeah, this clock thing that I did with a woman kind of like, I don't know, cuffed, tied up. But it was kind of cool. She's kind of asleep, I guess. But the circle just looks really off-kilter. And, I mean, I like what I did with her body. It looks kind of proportionate, but her hands really could use some work. Also, I think maybe I should have put a little more of the strings around her arms too, because her legs are absolutely covered in them. Oh yeah, this was a sketch of a drawing that I never did, and I think this was also when I started getting into drawing demons. This was a pretty late sketch that also never got completed because I think I just gave up on it, and the color from the woman that I drew on the page right next to it also smudged, so Ah yes, more creepypasta stuff. This is also when I started getting into my OC creation spree. I pretty much based her a little bit, her name off the grinny cat for some reason. I was also kind of obsessed with giving characters sides at the time. The hair could use some work. because I literally had no idea on direction for that. The feet, I guess, are okay, but the hand that's on the wall is missing fingers, so that could use some work. But I really like the outfit I gave her. It looks cool. And I called her Ginny Grinny. At the time, it was also a Harry Potter head, and I just didn't know what to do. So I was like, you know what? Slap that name on. That works. Ah yes, another creepypasta OC. Red strings. Don't know why I did this, but I made her entire color scheme blue. And then gave her the ability to manipulate blood. I mean, it works, I guess. It's cool, but the color schemes kind of don't match up very well. Because since she's able to use blood, you would really think that she would get, I don't know, a red color scheme? Maybe an orange one? At best, pink. Ah yes, Crying Mary. I based this one off of a combination of Bloody Mary and Sally Williams. Because 1, night dress. 2, I don't know why. So Bloody Mary is usually depicted as an older woman with blood pouring down from her eyes, which is what I did there. So she's pretty much like early teen, mid-teenager, and blood's pouring from her eyes. She was murdered because she was stabbed in the chest, and her favorite weapon is a kitchen knife. I mean, it looks to be. But, I messed up on the knife because instead of the lines going that way, it went this way. No, it's not good because the bottom part of the knife jutted out. While the top part of the knife was nice and curved, like normal knives are drawn, but no. Ugh. Slender Lady. OC that I made based off of Slender Man given a mouth and a woman. Yeah, really just copied the name right there. Audrey 2, this one's actually a really fun one that I wanted to do, but I just never really figured out how to go about it. I wanted to turn Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors into a human. Let's see. Oh yeah, this creepy drawing of what appears to be an evil elf with really long fingers. This is also when I started to work on creepy faces. This drawing of a woman who looks to be a bit scared, I guess. A little? But this is when facial shape started to change for me from eggs to kinda human. But I really could have worked on her hair and her fingers. They just look like claws. This unfinished sketch of a woman, probably in a dress. The only reason I know she's a woman is because she's got boobs. Yeah, this drawing of a girl who looks almost like Candy Pop. I tried to make a drawing of what his sister would look like. For those of you who know what relation he has to Candy Cane, please tell me because I don't know if they're lovers or they're siblings because I just forgot. So let me know in the comments, please. Next drawing, the 3 proxies, the arms just look kind of like noodles, and the size relation from Masky and Hoodie and Toby. Toby, no. I absolutely fucked up with that one, because Masky and Hoodie, their proportions are almost proportionate to each other, while Toby is just not. And also the hands are a bit too tiny. Ah yes, my first drawing of Laughing Jack. He's still my favorite creepypasta, and this is also when I started just messing around with smudging pencil, because if you look at his eyes, that's where it's a bit smudged. Oh, Nina the Killer. The knife, again, is all wonky. I made her head look kind of like an egg. Her eyes, no, I just messed up on that. And her mouth also. I made her lips too tiny, and then I gave her line stripes here while it's usually a slower circle. No, a slower curved line up. Instead, I gave her this. Skirt, I did not understand how skirts flowed and worked, so that's why that's like that. But that's also when I started getting into clothing folds, like with her pocket on her hoodie. Her feet are a bit too tiny. Ah yes, an unfinished sketch of Candy Pop. I really liked that character at the time, and I still do, but I just never really finished it because I probably felt I couldn't do him justice with my current skill. Still think I can't. I think it's the last, oh yeah, it's the last page in the sketchbook. And this is of a patient who killed her doctor. And this is also when I started putting more details into my drawing, because she has a get well soon balloon, there's folds on the curtains, there's a little teddy bear on her bed. You can see folds on the blankets from when it was pulled back so she could get out of the bed. There's little indents on her pillow because she was just laying in there. There's more lines to her hair and it looks a lot better. There's even little books on her side table that have words on them, like there's Moby Dick, and I think I tried writing the Odyssey on one of those. There's some pills, a glass of something on her nightside table. The doctor has all these wounds on her. The patient has kind of realistic blood splatters. The doctor's eye is on the floor. It's just really... This is when I really started to get better at what I started to draw, and this is also where my current style started to take form, because their heads look a lot less like eggs. The one thing I have a problem with in this is that I messed up the patient's eye. One of them, the eye on this side is a lot larger than the eye right here, and it just really messes me up, and I never gave her a mouth. But that's it. Middle school sketchbooks are hell. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, and like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps support my channel so I can give you more videos of drawing, gaming, whatever I decide to do in the moment. Bye! Hope you enjoyed it.